Hello, periods 1, 2, and 3. If you are out today, you are missing going over the study guide, so just make sure that you are reviewing this video, okay? So you know how I want you to be writing these ratios, how I want you to show your work so you can get all your points on the test, okay? Number 1 and 2, we are writing the ratios, okay? We are writing forks to spoons, so the forks have to come first. There are 3 of them, and we will write 3 first. To spoons would be 1, so our ratio would be 3 to 1, 3 to 1, or with the word 1, 3 to 1. So as a fraction, with a colon, and with the word 2. So I want you to write it all 3 ways, please. And then explain. Your explanation would be, for every 3 forks, there is 1 spoon. Okay, and if people know that, then they can make equivalent larger ratios. Okay. Number 2, fill in missing values and write equivalent ratios. So we're going to fill in the box and write the equivalent ratios. So for every 3 boys, there are 4 girls. So if there's 16 girls, how do you get from 4 to 16? You multiply by 4. So do the same to the top. That means there's 12 boys for 16 girls. Start over. If we know there's 30 boys, to get from 3 to 30, you can multiply by 10. 3 times 10 is 30, so do the same down here. Multiply by 10 to get 40 girls. After you fill out that ratio table, you are going to write the equivalent ratios. 3 to 4 is equivalent to 12 to 16, also equivalent to 30 to 40. Okay? Equivalent, equal. Number 3, find the missing values in the ratio table. Then write the equivalent ratios. Oh, that goes up with the one above. Sorry, we didn't erase that out of there. We are writing a rate that represents the diagram. So rates are different units, right? So we're comparing quarts and containers. You can choose any of these from the double number line. Just don't choose 0, 0, please. So any of these you may choose. And as long as you are specific and you are labeling it, you're good to go. So I'm just going to choose the first one. 8 quarts, 5 containers. Make sure you're labeling, okay? You could have also said 16 quarts and 10 containers, or 24 quarts and 15 containers, and so on. Write a unit rate for the situation. Guys, what does unit rate mean? That's important. Unit rate means 1 of something. You must remember that. You are showing all work, which means you are writing the ratio out. 12 goals in 3 hours. We want to know the unit rate, how many goals per hour. To get from 3 to 1, we divide by 3. 12 divided by 3 is 4 goals per hour. I need to see all of that. The original rate, then the unit rate. Number 5, 1,200 calories in 3 liters. We want to know the unit rate. How many calories per liter? 12 divided by 3 is 4, so 400 calories per liter. I need to see all of that in the box, please, not just the answer. Show your work. 6 and 7 got pushed to the next page, but we're still finding the unit rate. Okay, $4.50 for 6 drinks. We want to know how much money for 1 drink. So we're going to divide by 6. So 75 cents per drink would be the unit rate. 320 yards in 8 minutes. We want to know how many yards per minute for 1 minute. 32 divided by 8 is 4, so 40 yards per minute. Decide whether the following rates are equivalent. You must show your work, show your thinking. 24 laps in 6 minutes. Is that equivalent to 72 laps in 18 minutes? Lots of different ways we can do this. The easiest way would be, how do you get from 6 to 18? You multiply by 3. Is 24 times 3 72? Well, check it out. It is. So yes, those are equivalent. They're the same. 9, you can buy 20 fluid ounces of shampoo for $4.40 or 24 fluid ounces for $4.80. Which is the better buy? Meaning, which is cheaper? You want more ounces for less money, okay? So let's look at the first one. $4.40 for 20 ounces. How much per ounce? So we're going to do $4.40 divided by 20. So that's 22 cents an ounce. Okay, let's look at the other one. It is $4.80 for 24 ounces. We want to know how much money is it for 1 ounce. So we're going to divide by 24. 480 divided by 24. 20 cents per ounce. Okay, so they're very close. One is 22 cents an ounce. One is 20 cents an ounce. Which would you rather have? Okay, you want the better buy. I rather pay 20 cents and get 24 ounces than 22 cents and get 20 ounces. So this one is the better buy. When you're taking your test, I want to see both answers, and then you can just circle or write a sentence saying which is the better buy. Okay. Alrighty. 10 through 13, we're going to write the percent as a fraction or a mixed number in simplest form. So the only way it's going to be a mixed number is if it's over 100%, like number 13. Okay. Percent. 14% means out of 100. So there's my fraction. We just need to simplify. 7/50. 37% as a fraction is 37 out of 100. 37, guys, is prime. Nothing can go into both 37 and 100 evenly. We're done. We're in simplest form. 12 is your difficult one. Remember, 10.5%. You have to move that twice to make a decimal. That says 0.105, tenths, hundredths, thousandths. That says 105 thousandths. You're going to see one like this. Now, let's simplify. 21 200ths, 10.5%. That is very small, right? 21 over 200ths. If you see that decimal, move that decimal twice to the left, and then write it as a fraction. 124%, guys. Percents are out of 100. That's 1 whole and 24 hundredths. Simplify. That is 1 whole. Leave that 1 alone. And 6/25. Think of quarters. 1 and 6/25. Okay. Now we're going to turn the fraction into a percent. Percentages are always out of 100. So let's multiply by 5. Multiply by 5. So 6,500. So that's a fraction. We want a percent. 65 out of 100 is 65%. What about 4/5 as a percent? Let's change it out of 100. Make our life easy. Percents are always out of 100. So 80%. Remember, if it's a number that cannot go into 100 evenly, you're going to have to divide. And then change that decimal into a percent by moving the decimal twice to the right. Next, we're finding the percent of a number. I would remind yourself as soon as you get your test, percents go over 100 is over of. Okay. 25% of 64 is over of. 100 times x is 100x. 64 times, or 60, oh, that's a 64 times 25. For time purposes, I'm going to cheat and use my calculator. Is 1,600. Divide by 100 to get 16. 120% of 50 goes on bottom. 100 times x is 100x. 120 times 50 is 6,000. And I want to divide to get that x by itself. Okay. Number 18, 60% of what number is 24? Goes on top. So now I have 60x equals 2,400 when you do cross products, and divide by the number in front of the letter always. You should have got 40. And 160% of what number is 80? Is over of. When I do cross products, I get 160x over 8,000, and you divide by the number in front of the letter to get that x by itself. You should have got 50. Is over of, guys. Percent goes over 100, is over of. Complete the statement, round to the nearest hundredth if necessary, show your work. I will show you the conversions the day of the test. You don't have to have them memorized. Quarts to liters. It says on the conversion sheet 1 quart is 0.95 liters. We want to know 4 quarts is how many liters. Okay. We can either multiply by 4 or you can do cross products. Either way, x is 3.8 liters. 0.95 times 4. Okay. Inches to centimeters. I have 1 inch to 2.54 centimeters. And we want to know 6.4 inches is how many centimeters. Okay. We can do cross products and get 1x equals 16.256. Divide by 1. Hundredths. Guys, 16.26 if you round to the nearest hundredth inches. Okay. A few more. A customer pays 9%. A customer pays 9% tax on a sweatshirt that costs $64. How much tax do they pay? What is the total cost? Okay, you're paying 9% tax on a $64 sweatshirt. Remember, 9% is 9/100ths, 0.09. So if we do 64 times 0.09, that will tell us how much the tax is. So 64 times 0.09, when you multiply, you should get $5.76. That's the tax. Now, the total cost of the shirt, it's $64 for the shirt, $5.76 for the tax. So that shirt is going to be $69.76 after tax. And fair game review. When we divide, first number always goes on the inside. So we have 35 is what you should have got. Multiplying mixed numbers, you can't do that. You have to change them into improper fractions. So 4 times 1 is 4, plus that 3 is 7/4. 5 times 1 is 5, plus that 3 is 8/5. 7/4 times 8/5. We can cross, cancel. 4 goes into 4 once. 4 goes into 8 twice. That is 14/5. You may not leave it like that. Goes in twice with 4 left over. So we have 2 4/5. Okay, those are review. Those should be easy peasy points. Division ladders, GCF and LCM. This takes us back to the beginning of the year, guys. So what goes into both 45 and 36? Use those divisibility rules. The sum of 45, 4 plus 5 is 9. 3 plus 6 is 9. 9 goes into both those numbers evenly. So remember, when we do the GCF, nothing can go into 5 and 4. It's just you multiply straight down. There's only one number, so that's the number. When you do the LCM, remember you make an L. You multiply down and around. 9 times 5 is 45. 45 times 4, 16, 17, 18 is 180 is your least common multiple. Okay. Alrighty, guys. Please, please, please start reviewing, studying IXL. Go over the videos from this chapter again.